Hey guys, Shadowcub here, and we finally made a GPS, so we're actually going to go around and show you some resource locations today. I know a bunch of people are having trouble finding certain resources on this map. It's a subject that keeps coming up on the Steam discussions for Crystal Houses, so we're just going to go around in every biome and just show you guys where to find some of the basic resources that you might need or might have trouble finding. And we'll pretty much stick to the biomes that we're in, but we'll do to the outskirts, you know, within reasonable distance, just in case. So we're heading over here towards the Copper Hills. And right over the hill from our base here is, we've got cattails that give the red flowers. We've also got Obsidian. I thought something was just chasing me. Okay. Also got Obsidian, so if you just head along the side of the mountain right here, there's a ton of Obsidian. Let's see, the location for this particular area is 60.5, 49.4. So if you just head up these hills and whatnot, you're going to find all the Obsidian you pretty much need. Now, there's also these sort of copper metal nodes right here. If you don't have a copper mod or a copper ingot mod installed, then they're not going to give you any copper. They're just going to basically act like normal stone. So I think they will once in a while give you some metal. But that's about it. So we're going to swing around to the next location and cut back right when we get there. So we're again very close to the base. We're heading off in the other direction and around a couple of these large hills. And there's a bunch of metal nodes right around here. And these are actual metal nodes that look just like they do on the default island map and Ragnarok and, you know, what you're used to finding. You just head down here. There's a bunch right up here. And a bunch right here. So the location for this area is 65.1, 53.3, and I'm getting attacked by bugs. Excuse me, bugs. And if you head right over this, you've also got this little cave down here. You can get some of this stuff right where this opening is. Unfortunately, right now the cave is a little bit bugged. It's got the sort of teleporting cave bug thing going on. But it's pretty safe right in this area. So this, you know, these bones will give you salt and stone. And there's some obsidian. I'm just gonna remount. There's some obsidian and metal down here as well. But the problem is if you head in over here and find a random cave moraltops, you warp back up to the top. So, and it does the same thing on the other side. I've actually died a couple of times because of that, but it happens again right around here. Yep. so hopefully that'll be fixed at some point. But currently it's not. So, oh well, that's okay. So just you know, be aware of that if you do want to find that cave. So, alright, so we're gonna head over to the next location. There's actually also some metal over here, which is on the opposite side. Which side are we on here? Got a little bit confused. I think this is where we came from. So there's some metal over there too, across the way. I think I mined it all. Probably did. But a couple nodes over there as well. So we're going to show you another good location for metal. Again, we're really not terribly far from base. There is a little pond right over that hill there. And in this pond, you've got, you know, your typical fish. I've never seen any saber-tooth salmon spawn in here, but there's a bunch of metal down there. And a bunch of piranhas. Let's just go ahead and kill all these guys. You have to be a little bit careful, not only because of those, because sometimes Sarcos, Baryonyx will spawn in here. What else? Capros also spawn in here. And Leeches. Leeches also spawn in here. The Leeches are usually, from what I've seen, spawn right over on this side. And oftentimes you can kind of just kite them out and kill them as they come onto shore. But I don't see any Leeches right now. But that's okay. So if you head over, just a quick hop away from there, it's another good metal location. So this area actually has some rich metal nodes, which is great. You get you know, probably a normal, at least 100 or so metal. I've got it cranked up a little bit on harvest amounts. Sorry. So I'm typically getting like 300 in this area. The other neat thing about this map is it's got some unique... Is that beetle trying to kill me? Okay. Sorry, Doug Beetle. These little anthills are kind of scattered around this desert savanna area. And aside from all the ants that are around them and a crap load of chitin that you can get, you can also mine these for chitin. So if you use a pick, you get a lot of clay. If you use an axe, you get more chitin, which is pretty cool. So those are kind of scattered around. So if you need chitin, or you see them, or if you just want straight up clay and don't want to have to deal with collecting sand, that's a good resource to know about. So we're going to head over towards the desert area a little bit more. And I forgot to give you guys the coordinates for this area, so the coordinates are 66.9, 45.9. And that's a bunch of rich metal nodes, and some anthills for chitin and clay. So I want to talk about sand a little bit. I haven't seen any of those piles of sand, but the rocks that look like this and the rocks that have sand on them give you sand. So if you're looking to build adobe stuff, that's where to look. Haven't seen any of those sand piles that you can kind of just pick up, but the little rocks on the ground as well will give you sand when you pick those up, as well as stone. So we're heading over here towards sort of the swamp biome, or kind of a swampy mid-lands biome kind of area, between the fiery forest, I don't know what it's called yet, and the desert. So these trees are exactly like the normal swamp trees that you see, and they'll give you rare mushrooms, sometimes, rarely. There's one. Which is pretty cool. Also, you've got these sort of little salt stacks here. So these guys will give you salt. And the location for this area is 69.6, 55.3. So from here, we're going to head towards the fiery forest and find out what it's called as well while we're over there. Also, there's silk around. It's the same exact silk flowers that you're used to looking at on both Ragnarok and Scorched Earth. So those are scattered around, pretty easy to find. So we're coming up here on the fiery forest area. This is over towards the red obelisk, and if you're having trouble finding sulfur, which I have, oh my god, holy crap, Titanosaur, that's freaking awesome. What level are you? 5. Jeez. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, so if you're looking for one of those, that's a good place to look. They spawn around here somewhere, I guess. There's some obsidian scattered around in here as well. And these trees will actually give you sulfur if you use either an axe or a pick. I don't know if either one is more effective. I seem to get about the same amount either way, so also give you charcoal, which is kind of neat, so you don't have to sit there and burn wood forever. I'm just going to drop some of this stuff. Keep the sulfur. So if you're looking for sulfur, this is a good place to come. The rock elementals also will drop sulfur once in a while, but they can be a little bit difficult to take down, especially at lower levels. So we're going to swing on through here, and meet up back on the other side. Alright, so if you're looking for snails, they're kind of scattered around all over the desert. Best bet is to check sort of this oasis, watery kind of area. And just run along, you'll come across them eventually. They're not super common, but they're not really that rare either. So right now we're going to head down this river towards the swamp biome. So Ravagers do spawn in the desert region, but there's no fungal wood, so you can't make the saddles. So luckily the swamp biome is pretty close, and you can start finding mushrooms as you head down this here river. So we're kind of, let's see, if you go straight south of the canyon where the griffins spawn, you'll come across the river. Just follow it all the way down. We'll come back. We get a little bit closer to the swamp here. Alright, so we're following the river around, and you're gonna start coming across you know, different grasses and a couple different trees, and you'll start seeing the fungal wood. So these are exactly like the mushrooms in Aberration, and they'll give you rare mushrooms, thatch, fungal wood, and that's it, right? You also find the mushrooms from Aberration, so you can get all your psychedelic mushrooms and whatnot. I have seen a couple batches of poisonous mushrooms with the, you know, the hallucinogenic ones, so you know, make sure you keep an eye out for that. I assume that I haven't been really deep into the swamp area yet, but I assume they grow a little bit more commonplace. Also, basilisks spawn around here. I think that one might be 145. I actually want to tame that one up at some point, so it'll stick around for a while. But yeah, keep an eye out for those little spindly tail things, because those are big nasty basilisks. Make sure you don't step on them. So we're gonna swing right back around towards the canyon and the dunes over here, and show you some other stuff. So we're heading back out towards the dunes here, and I just want to make a note. In these waterways, you will occasionally come across baryonyx, capros, and spinos. Where's the spino? So just be wary, especially of the baryonyx. Capros can be pretty crappy too. So we're heading over here in the dune area, and is that a raptor? It is. Sorry. I'm getting ready to do some Ravager breeding, so collect a couple more good specimens. Anything good here? 145, that's fantastic. Alright, I'm gonna have to come back. So if you're looking for organic polymer, dunes are a very good place to come. So you've got the, I feel like I'm gonna get eaten by a duff worm. The mantis spawn out here, which is great. So if you're having a tough time finding obsidian, or just don't want to make obsidian or polymer from obsidian, you can come out here and just kill up some mantis. They actually have pretty good drop rates for the organic polymer, and that can also get your ghillie set and whatnot. Of course, we're not finding any mantis right now because oh, there's one. Because we're filming. Giganotosaurus does spawn out in the desert. There's one that we keep running into kind of way over on these dunes over here. So just be aware of that if you're hiking through the dunes here. Also, like stuff tends to just sort of all spawn in one area, which is kind of weird, but it does. Also, death worms spawn out here, but I went through the other day and kind of murdered a bunch of them, so I'm just gonna swing on through and show you the Giga real quick. There's a death worm. There's two. And grab this. Excellent. Stuff I don't need. I think I just saw the Giga. Popping in there. Oh, there he is. So there's a Giga. Oh, and some of my Thylas. Excellent. No, go kill it, guys. Go kill it. Kill it dead. Yeah, so... Jeez, those guys are actually holding up pretty well. Might have to make that a thing. Might have to do an episode of that. Breed up a giant horde of Thyla and maybe kill the Giga. So we're heading back towards the canyon here. So we're back towards the canyon, and I just want to point out that there's a ton of metal all over the place in this sort of region of the desert. If you just check the sides of the plateaus and over here towards the canyon, they're scattered around everywhere. You can't miss them. So I'm not going to give any GPS locations for those because they're just so very, very easy to find. I hate shoot-ons, I'm sorry. Spawn location, so Thyla typically spawn, oh there's one, right over here. I've picked up most of the Thyla that I use for breeding right in this area, so there's also one that spawns up there, and sometimes it'll fall down. So occasionally you'll get two down here. So where did that guy go? Because I need to see it. It looks really cool. I really like the color in here. Darn. So the location over here, so some of the Thyla spawns are 79.9, 44.8. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill that guy and hope that get a better level to spawn at some point. Jeez, I really like the coloring of it. It's a really cool color. Alright, so if we head up here, we'll find a stranded scorpion. So up here is another Thyla spawn. Let's see if it's actually here today. I think occasionally they fall down that hole, and you don't want to go down there because that's where all the wyverns are. I mean, maybe you do. If you're looking for wyvern eggs, then it's a great place to go, but not. Want to be careful up here because sometimes they will aggro through the rocks and then chase you until the end of the earth. I don't see any Thyla. So just you know, just be wary. Try to stay close to the edge, and you should be okay. So also up here and on a couple of the other plateaus a little bit further south are the water veins. So let's see if we can find one right quick. So if you either need water or you're looking to build a base up here, those are good places to build near. So you can go ahead and build a well and run plumbing if you want. Unfortunately, just like with the water reservoirs. They, you can't use them to irrigate things like beer barrels, sorry, or toilets, I think, don't work on those either, if I remember correctly. Which is kind of silly, but whatever. A bunch of drops are up here too. So if you want to do drop runs, it's also a pretty good place to come. Alright, so here's one of those water wells, or water veins. 75.4, 44.6. So you can build wells on that and whatnot. It's got 500 water. I think they all have 500. I don't think I've ever seen anything different. And like water reservoirs, they just fill up with the rain. Of course, you could just use water reservoirs as well. So we're gonna just drop down here into the canyon. Show you guys some stuff down here. There's gonna be bones and stuff scattered around. Those are just like most of the other bones. They'll give you salt and stone. Albeit I don't know why bones give you stone, but whatever. I'm just gonna drop down here. This is sort of the Griffin Canyon area. And griffins will spawn in here once in a while. They don't seem to spawn super regularly. I don't know if that's supposed to happen. I should probably just do a dino wipe and find out if it's messed up or something. But on the floor, you can find Aberration Gems. You have the red ones, the green ones, and the blue ones. You can also find elemental ore and metal. Let's see if we can find some element. Ah, there we go. So there's some elemental ore there. Some more gems. And also those little griffin nests that are kind of all over the place. We'll have those. And if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of metal in here. So this is a really good place to get that. A lot of these nodes are rich metal nodes, as such. So, you know, if you take a bit of a... Oh crap. Uteranus also spawned down here, which is awesome. Just gonna swing right out here. Oh, another Thyla's back. We're just gonna make our way up here. Maybe. Okay, that's weird. Oof. Alright. That Thyla's trying to eat us. I just want to see what level that is. So climbing these can be a little tricky, as you can see, but that's okay. We got him to de-aggro. 95. Eh. Alright, so we're gonna get back up there. We're gonna swing around to the other side of the desert briefly. Because I don't want to walk through the canyon now. That Yuta is like right in the middle of the pathway there, so we'll be right back. We found the Yuta's Carnos. I think it's right down here somewhere. There it is. 45 Uranus. we'll definitely be doing a breeding project with those guys at some point. But I don't know that this is the best area to tame them in. I've only seen 2 of them. So there's one there, and then there's one kind of directly south to us near another plateau. So we're just gonna go right around. And ooh, what level are you stuck, Inky? Crap. All right. We're just gonna jump down here. So just on our way down there, a ton of metal. Ton of metal everywhere through this canyon, so again, very good place to come, except for your wandering uterus. And just outside here, I'll give you the location of this entrance here, are a bunch of high yields metal nodes as well, so so this is also a good place to do a little bit of farming. So the location for this area is 71.6, 48.2. So on the other side of the canyon here, and I just want to show off another usual Thylacoleo spawn location. Hopefully the game will cooperate with me and actually have one spawned. I don't know if it's like a rarer spawn or whatnot, but usually right around here. There's a Thylacoleo, so just gonna swing right through here. I've seen them a little bit further over here and where the entrance is, which is right there. Ah, there we go. So here's another Thylacoleo spawn location at 75.2, 43.5. That brings us up to, what, 3 spawn locations? And so we're going to swing back around, back towards base, and I'll show you one more Thylacoleo spawn location. Hopefully there's one there as well. And another metal location. I think that'll probably wrap it up. So we're at another metal location. These ones are kind of strange. So these are very, very black, and they give a ton of metal, and I don't know what exactly they're supposed to be, but but they're at 67.7, 43.8. And she here, do a little bit of a swing, and you get lots and lots of metal. I don't know why, but those are good to mine as well. And you've got a couple of those ant colonies. There's one here, and one right over this ridge. Right over there. So you've also got a Thylacoleo spawn location right around here. I think it is... I think it's right here. Some of these, I don't know what's going on with these rocks. They just look really weird to me. Alright, yeah, this is actually where I found the white Thylacoleo. Right up there it is. Another terrible level. That's okay. So we're just gonna go over there and shout out those coordinates. And we are currently at another Thylacoleo spawn of 67.0 and 41.5. So here's another location I want to show you guys. I found a Megalosaurus in here once, killed it, and it hasn't respawned. It's been quite a while, but it's at 66.6, 43.3. And I don't know if they have a super long spawn timer or something, or if it's a unique spawn. I have no idea. Or maybe scripted somehow, but I haven't seen it respawn. But it was there. I think we encountered it, like 2 or 3 episodes ago. So we've got another decent meta location right here. The coordinates are 63.9, 45.5. And we've got 3 rich metal nodes right here, and we're not terribly far from base. So it's kind of right back where we were when we started. As you can see, we can swing right around here, through this valley, and right back to base. So let's see you back at base. Alright, so we're back at base, and it's raining. But as you can see, you know, there's plenty of resources in these biomes. It's a matter of knowing where to look, and kind of finding them by accident. Those trees with the sulfur I found by accident, because I kind of wandered over there and I was curious about the trees. And then start backing them with tools, because that's what you do in Ark. So it's a matter of just, you know, getting a little bit of a lay of the land, and then, you know, just hitting things with sticks. And we'll do another one of these next biome we go visit. Not sure which biome that's going to be yet, but we're probably going to be doing that here within the next few episodes. So, stay tuned, and thank you for watching.